Hello beautiful, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this week's new makeup releases. We are going to chat about the new makeup that's been released, announced and sneak peeked, and I am going to let you know what I think about these releases, whether or not I want to pick them up, and then you let me know down in the comments whether or not you want to pick them up. And it's okay to disagree, friends do not always agree about makeup. I know I keep saying this, but every week there's someone that's wildly upset with me because I don't love the same stuff as they love, calling me ugly, calling me stupid. It's fine. If you spend your money on something you love, that's good news for you, okay? And if you haven't been here before, if this is your first video here, hello, my name is Angie. I am truly a lover of beauty makeup, and I do upload right now every day until Christmas, so if you want to see some more makeup videos, don't forget to subscribe. And also, last week I did have my holiday giveaway. Every year I have a holiday giveaway that's going on until Christmas, and that was in last week's new makeup releases, in case you missed that. I also will have a member exclusive Zoom call for my members here on my channel. That will be on Saturday morning. I will post about that in the community tab. This is for the membership on my channel that are tier 2 or tier 3. You can check that down below in the... I have a link in my description box, and there's also a button next to my subscription button where you can see info about that. So we will have that on Saturday, which is going to be tomorrow in case you are interested. And my member tutorial for everyone went live on the 1st of December, so that's already live as well. Check the community tab for more info. And I did film this look. I filmed it for like a real short something like that. I'm gonna put it here on YouTube as well as a tutorial as soon as I edit it, but I did use the... I have it right here. I used the Glaminatrix Glamorous palette. This is what I used for this look right here, and I will link all the things that I am having on my face right now, including this top. It's a very cute top that I bought on Black Friday sale. If it's still available, I will link that as well in a pinned comment down below, and if you're interested in any of the things that I'm going to be talking about, that is going to be in the description box. But let me scoochy so we can talk about these things. I don't think I have any of these news, but I do think that I'm getting this one. Because I do get PR from ColourPop. ColourPop gave me a code. My code is Angelica and you can get some money off your order. But I will say this surprised me a little bit. And I will say how oddly specific we are getting with our releases right now. Because this is ColourPop and it's a small world after all. It's a ride. Yeah, it's a ride at Disneyland, Disney World. I don't even know. I've actually been on this ride. I like Disney as much as the next person. I watch the movies. I've been to Disneyland twice, and once with my husband, and we were just walking around having a snack, and we were like, let's just sit down for a bit. Let's see if we can get a ride that doesn't have a long queue and just like do something nice. This ride did not have a long queue, and I can see why, because it is just a very weird ride, and we were like sitting in this little cart just being like, we should have brought a drink. It's a little bit peculiar. It's like kids singing. It's now a makeup collection. Love that for you. I guess the pan sizes make sense with the ride. Like I said, I've been there once. What do you want me to tell you? But I mean, let's be honest, this is oddly specific for a collab. I mean, are we collabing with rides at Disneyland now? So if you didn't know what this is, it only means that you were never bored enough at Disneyland to go on this ride. I am confusion. Like, I don't really understand. You're gonna have to let me know if you love this. I feel like some people here in the US, they're so crazy about Disneyland and Disney World. So there might actually be people that are like super excited about this. I don't hate the look of this collection, even though I will say I'm not wildly excited about the different pan sizes, but I do think that they are probably here for a reason and that it makes sense for the collab. Because, I mean, ColourPop usually do not do something like that. The color story is cute, I guess. It's like 3 blues, some purples, a couple of neutrals, a pink and a dark burgundy. I mean, I could see myself doing looks with this, but I just... What kind of a freakishly weird contract does Disney have ColourPop in when they are now getting them to release this? The thing that makes me the most excited is the Super Shock highlighters. There are 2 of them. I love those. Favorite thing in my collection. I'm really excited about having those because, like I said, I'm guessing I'm getting this collection. I usually get ColourPop PR on Thursday nights, so yeah. And then there is another red blush, and if you have been on my channel for a bit, you know how absolutely enthralled I am with the red blush from the High School Musical. That red blush is absolutely beautiful, and now they're coming out with another one, and this seems to be a little bit more on the like darker burgundy cool tone side, and I'm hoping that this is the same good quality as the red one from the High School Musical, because if so, I'm gonna love it. But yeah, this is a oddly specific collab that I am not 100% understanding, but I also don't think it's meant for me to understand. But this is where we are with collabs right now. What do you want me to tell you? There's also a collab, and this I missed last week, and I feel a little stupid for that, but this is between OPV Beauty and Joy Adenuga. I think I'm saying that somewhat correctly, and she is a makeup artist, and they have done a primer together, and this looks really nice. This is a skin gold primer that is a liquid formula, featherweight consistency, features light specks of gold color that presents a warmth and bronze depth to the skin. And this makeup artist is a woman of color, so I think that this makes perfect sense, but they do say that this one would work for a wider range of skin colors as well. And I feel like it's very intriguing to see because OPV Beauty does have a lot of things for makeup artists, and I think that it's really interesting to see them collab with a makeup artist. So I do get some PR from OPV Beauty, and if I do get this one, I feel like this would be very intriguing to try out, especially since there are a bunch of foundations that I have that I love the consistency, but they lean a little bit on the pinky peach side, and that's not necessarily my undertone. So I think that this could be nice. It says it can be worn on its own as well, so I'm like, that could be. I'm intrigued by this one. I am intrigued by this one. I do have a, I think I have an affiliate code with OPV Beauty. I think it is Angelica when you shop from the site. They're also available on different places. I think they're available at Cult Beauty, or is it Beauty Bay? I'm not 100% sure, but I do like the brand. I used their glitter liner in a tutorial that's coming up, I actually think tomorrow, because like I'm uploading every day until Christmas. I think they're a really nice brand. They have some really good stuff. I wanted to mention this one because I think this one is still in stock, and this is the mystery box by Charlotte Tilbury. She usually has a mystery box around Christmas, and there is 7 full-sized products, which is pretty good because Charlotte Tilbury is not an affordable brand by any stretch of the imagination, and it is $125 at a $250 value. And yeah, 7 products from Charlotte Tilbury most definitely is $250. I do have too many products from Charlotte Tilbury to buy a box like this because I feel like I would get some duplicates. I will say though that they did let people know that one of the things in this mystery box was that like nude eyeshadow palette that she came out with, I think last year. And that, I don't own that one, but the reason why I don't own that one is because I don't want that. Like, I don't want it, so I didn't buy this mystery box, because if that is the product that's supposed to lure me in, and I look at that and be like, whoop, I don't want that one, then this isn't for me. But it is a good value if you were wanting to try Charlotte Tilbury, and if you wanted to drop $125 to do that. I think a mystery box is always a good idea if it is a brand that you don't own a lot of products from, but you're very intrigued in trying it. Then I think a mystery box makes so much sense. We did talk about this one a while back when I said that it was obvious that Ariana Grande was going to come out with 2 new perfumes, because she had this little like gift set, or like a sampler set that came out for, like, I think for Black Friday. She came up with that set a couple of weeks ago, and it had 2 new scents in a mini version that she actually didn't have any range yet. So obviously she was going to release those 2 scents, and they are available now. And these are called the the Mod Blush and the Mod Vanilla. And I will say, both of these, the notes does not sound like something I would like, because both of them has flowers in the notes. One of them has a lot of like, let me tell you. So the blush one has Italian bergamot, passion fruit, pink pepper, and raspberry in the top notes. That sounds really nice. But the heart notes is rose, magnolia, and pear. That's very flowery, and the base notes are musk, ambrox, sandalwood, and dreamwood. That for some reason is trademarked, so I'm wondering what kind of a note that it really is, because it's trademarked. I don't know about that. The vanilla one is plum, pink freesia, and musk. Again, a little flowery. And then in the heart is orris butter, praline, and base is vanilla and cocoa butter. And that sounds very sweet and gourmand, which is not really the kind of like perfumes I go for either. So I don't think that either of these are going to be good for me. They are available now on her website, and you can buy them at Ulta on December 11th. So I think that this sounds like something a lot of people are going to be excited about if you love, because I think the description of these sound very much like the Ariana Grande like perfumes from before. Pretty feminine, a little florally, very sweet, and it's not the kind of scents that I go for. I love them on others, I don't love them on me. Let's go into an e.l.f. mascara, because e.l.f. is, I feel, e.l.f. was releasing that, what was it called, that like glow product that was supposed to be like a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Finish, and now they're releasing a mascara that they're calling the Lash and Roll, which is I'm fairly confident that they're trying to be the dupe of the Roller Lash by Benefit, because it has a similar brush as well. And I feel like e.l.f. is like tethering now a little bit on the edge of like, are you inspired or are you straight up trying to just copy or dupe a bigger brand? I actually think that it's really good when brands are being inspired by other brands and trying to do a similar thing themselves. Like when orange eyeshadows was like the biggest thing, or when liquid lipsticks were the biggest thing, or like insert whatever trend you want here was the biggest trend, blinding highlighters. I think that is a really good idea for brands to be like, hey, I want to do my twist on that. But sometimes you're coming a little bit too close to the edge of like, are you inspired by this and want to do your own version of this, or are you just straight up trying to do the exact same thing and naming it something similar and a similar packaging with a similar name and a similar vibe and a similar description? I'm like, where are we at? I do think this looks really good though. The Roller Lash is not my favorite lash from Benefit. I love the Bad Gal Bang the most. That one is very elongating and I love that one. It holds a curl so good. That's my favorite lash, one of my favorite mascaras of all time. So I'm not super intrigued by this, but I think there's a lot of people out there that are loving e.l.f. mascaras and cannot wait to try a new one. Another thing that's coming to the drugstore is from Neutrogena, and Neutrogena is coming out with a Pure Screen Mineral UV Tint Face Liquid. That was a mouthful. This is going to be $16 each. I think they are available for pre-order. If I can find it, I will put it down below. Otherwise, it is coming soon. And this is a protects against UV damage and leaves skin glowing and radiant with no white cast. This is a tinted sunscreen. I honestly think that a tinted sunscreen sounds wonderful. The thing that sometimes with sunscreens, they are a little bit too oily for my liking, and it's really hard to find a sunscreen that works the best under like foundation. I think it's a Supergoop that has one that works pretty good under foundation. My absolute favorite is actually one from CosRX, which I can no longer find. It seems to be discontinued. But yeah, it's really hard to find a sunscreen that works under foundation. So if this one could be a tinted one that works good together, I could be intrigued by that. Because I mean, now especially when I live in a climate where I actually want to be outdoors, it's nice to have a little SPF on. So yeah, I think that this sounds good. It comes in 4 different shades, which probably means that this is a very sheer coverage, but I'm guessing it's like a tinted moisturizer but with more SPF. Fenty has also come up with something, and I actually think that the packaging of this is genius. And this is the I don't know if I don't think the name is genius though. This is the Plush Puddin. Do we love it or do we hate it? Plush Puddin. I don't know. But this is the Plush Puddin Intensive Recovery Lip Mask, and this is a lip care for naturally luscious, plumper looking pout. So this is from Fenty Skin, so it's going to be available where you can find Fenty Skin. It's going to be $22, and it is a clear lip mask, and it has a little bit of vanilla like scent and flavor to it, and it's one of those where you push it up and it comes, do you know how the moisturizers look from Drunk Elephant? You like push it up and it comes up in the top and you are able to put it on your lips or your face without actually digging into the jar. I think that is incredibly smart. When it's like just too emollient to be able to be put in a in a stick, because I love something that's in a stick. When it's too emollient to be able to put in a stick, but it's not liquid enough to be able to put in like a lip gloss tube, I think that this packaging is genius. I really think that this is super smart. This is available the day that you're seeing this. I will link it down below. Honestly, I can't believe nobody else has thought of this before. It's genius. There is a new lipstick shade coming out from LH Cosmetics. Let me see. They're collabing for the first time with someone. Let me see if I can get the correct. So LH Cosmetics is collaborating with Simone Simons. She is, I think she's Dutch, a Dutch singer if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry if I'm saying any of this incorrectly. I did Google her just before this. I've never heard of her before, but I will say me and Linda do not have the same music style whatsoever. I know she's very into rock and the rock scene, goes to rock festivals. I do not, so we do not have the same taste when it comes to music, so I'm not surprised that I don't know about a singer that she really loves. But they're coming out with another one of the Fantastick lipsticks in a shade that Simone has chosen, and it seems to be a terracotta nudie orange, like a nude terracotta. This is one of my favorite lip formulas that's coming out in a terracotta nude. Are you kidding me? This could have been a collab with me. This seems like an absolute winner to me. I'm super excited about this. Linda did reach out to me a couple of weeks ago and said that they were releasing something soon and they wanted to send it to me. This might be that. I mean, I'm hoping that this is that, because like I really want to try it. And if it isn't that, when I do get my package from LH Cosmetics, and if it's not this one, I will purchase this one myself, because this is just perfection. I cannot wait to own this. It seems like Sephora did not sell us enough makeup during the Sephora VIB sale, so now they're doing another Sephora event, and this is a beauty for all event. And you are getting 20% off with the code GETGIFTING, and then you get 30% off the Sephora collection, which is exactly the same deal as you were getting if you were a rouge at Sephora during the VIB sale. The difference between this is that all you need to be is an insider to get this discount, but it is a one-time use. So you can only use this code once to get 20% off your entire cart, either online or in-store, or 30% off the Sephora collection. So you do use the code GETGIFTING, it's one-time use, and this is starting this Friday, today, as you're seeing this, and it's going up until Sunday the 11th. So all beauty insiders, you get a one-time purchase, 20% off, blah, 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 blah. I will put the info down below. I don't understand. Why would you go through all of the hassle of having this tiered sale if you're just gonna give everyone the opportunity of the Rouge members just later? Like, if we learned anything from this, it is to don't shop the VIB sale unless you're Rouge, because there's going to be a better offer from Sephora themselves just a couple of weeks later. I find this a little weird. I mean, yes, it's a one-time use, but like, I do this for a living, and I don't even make more than one order from Sephora a month usually. So I'm confused. Is this crystal clear for you? Because it is not crystal clear for me. I will say I am very, very intrigued by this. And even though this is a brand that really was on my bad side for a really long time, this is made by Mitchell. They're coming out with new blushes. I'm not ordering from their site again because I had the worst customer experience ever. They literally lied to me and tried to scam me out of my money. I did not enjoy that. They're coming out with pressed blushes, and they have like so many colors. The packaging is horrendous. Like, it is, the blushes is giving struggling indie brand 2019, and I'm not loving it, but the colors are so intriguing. Like, there's yellows, oranges, purples. Yeah, I'm very intrigued by these colors, although I hate the packaging. $16 each, bunch of bronzers as well, available on their website. I will not be shopping from the website, but I might get one of these from Beauty Bay. We'll see. I really like how these look. What do you think? I hate the packaging though. Why are we... What is it? This is a new eyeshadow palette by Byredo. Byredo is a Swedish luxury perfume house that have started doing makeup a couple of years ago. This is the Purple Echo. Love the packaging. The color story is not horrible, even though it's 5 shimmers and 1 matte. It is $58, which is, I mean, basically the price of the Lisa Eldridge palette as well. I heard a lot of people really love that formula, and I don't know how people feel about the Byredo formula, but I will say for a luxury brand, $58 is like, I was gonna say it's everyday, bro. Cancel me! Cancel me! Oh my god. But it is not everyday, bro. But if you are a luxury brand, it is a pretty normal price, $58. It says it's 3 different finishes: metallic, matte, ultra glitter. So is it like pressed glitter? Or is it like just a very sparkly formula? Because I feel like that's also... I don't think it's a pressed glitter, right? I don't know. I would never buy a palette with 4 metallics or whatever formula it is and a matte for that price tag unless I knew that this was like my favorite brand ever or my favorite formula ever. This isn't for me. I will say in Sweden, Byredo does have a stand, like they have a counter where you can see the makeup. I have not seen the makeup anywhere else that has Byredo in the States. So I think that this might be something that you have to shop online unless you're in Sweden. But if you are in Sweden, they do have a counter with the makeup at Åhléns City in Stockholm, if you are interested. I have seen it there. I don't think that this is for me though. We've also been able to see, I did see a sneak peek of this last week, but I decided to wait to talk about it this week because now we have the reveal of the Martine Cosmetics new palette, and this is their holiday palette, and it's called Fait Ski. Not 100% sure what language that is. Is it French? Or is it like, in Sweden we will call it flamländska? I have no idea what they actually call it because I think this is a Belgian brand. But yeah, this is Fait Ski, and it is a winter themed palette. It is launching today as you're watching this on their website. Usually comes to Beauty pretty quickly as well. And I'm guessing this is going to be the same price tag as their other palettes. I will put the price tag down below. I have tried Martine Cosmetics and I think it is a decent brand. Not my favorite formula. I'm not intrigued enough by the formulas that I was able to try to go out and buy more palettes at this point. Might be persuaded in the future, but I think for now it's gonna be one of those brands where I'm like, I'm putting them in the maybe pile. Oh, we need to talk about the NYX Cosmetics Avatar collection, Way of the Water. When is this movie premiering? I really want to see it. When is that coming? That's soon, right? I really want to see the movie. I don't hate this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't hate this. Yeah, the pan sizes and the palette is a little bit weird, but I mean, it is a collab. I guess they had to, you know, work with the brand or like work with the studio to get something that everyone was pleased with. The pan sizes looked like the moons and the planets. I get it. I understand. I think that it makes sense for the collab. I don't hate it, even though I prefer when the pan sizes are not weird and all over the place. I think the color story is pretty cute. I love the blush palette. It has 2 highlighters for blushes. One of them is yellow. Love that. There's some cream blushes. Lipsticks are not for me. It's a bright pink and a dark purple. Not my jam. Glosses look okay. There's one of those paints in blue, which I think is really cool. That's a really good formula, and for them to come out with that in like a bright blue makes a lot of sense. And then of course, since this whole film movie is water themed, there is a setting spray. I don't hate this, but I will say I have seen the prices of these, and that, I mean, I understand you have to pay for the franchising, I really do, but the eyeshadow palette is $40. I feel like that is a lot for a NYX palette. And even though I actually do think that NYX makes good makeup, and I think their eyeshadow formula is actually kind of good. It changed the last couple of years, and I actually think that they make kind of good eyeshadows. I still think that $40 for a NYX palette is a little weird. I just don't feel like that is a price tag that you should see really with a drugstore brand. That is just my personal opinion though. I understand that things cost money, but I just think that sometimes when you're sitting in the planning process and you are realizing that this is gonna have to be the price tag, I think they should have just rethought the collab a little bit, because $40 for an eyeshadow palette from NYX is a lot of money. I feel like that's like Sephora prices. Am I off? I don't, please let me know what you think, because I do think the collection looks cute. It's not something that I'm picking up because I do not want to review anything new right now except the things that I already know is coming into my life. But I was a little bit taken aback by the price. I do think that that is a very fascinating price range for NYX. This is not a brand that I talk about a lot, and I will say one of the reasons why is I've never tried the brand, and also they release an exorbitant amount of eyeshadow palettes each month, and now they're coming out with 3 more, and this is from Cara Beauty Official, and this is the Chill collection. These are 3 incredibly large palettes, and they do release quite a lot of eyeshadow palettes. I mean, they released, let me put it like this, I think they released more eyeshadow palettes than ColourPop this year. Like, they're releasing an extreme amount of eyeshadow palettes. I might be wrong, I just feel like I see new eyeshadow palettes from them each week, and it's usually like more than one. If I'm not thinking about no, I am thinking about this. Maybe they're on par with ColourPop. I'm just saying that I have never gotten into them because I feel like it's a lot. And it's a lot of eyeshadow palettes. And I mean, who am I to say anything? I really like ColourPop, and maybe if I tried this brand, I will be equally excited about them as I am about ColourPop. What do I know? But yeah, this collection is 3 very large eyeshadow palettes, and it seems like it could maybe have been edited down a little bit. But on the other side, I mean, this brand does have a lot of other things as well. I think they have a fairly affordable price range. Please let me know what you think about this. There was just something about it that just made me go like, oh, I don't know. Please let me know what you think. Is this a great brand? Am I missing out? If you have tried this formula, would you please let me know, what do you think that this formula is similar to? Because this might be just me getting a hunch and being totally incorrect. That has definitely happened before. There's a new limited edition collection from Lawless Beauty, and Lawless is a brand that I've actually never tried, but I did get a PR package from Lawless Beauty this week. And I haven't been able to dig into it yet because it has been a little bit cray-cray over here. I think you understand why. But there was like a lip gloss and a lip mask with some kind of a cherry collection in there. And it looked really pretty. I just quickly like looked at it. So I feel like Lawless is a brand that I should be keeping an eye on now that I am where I am in the world, just to see if this could be a brand that I could get along with. So this is the limited edition collection that's called Who's That Lady? And it is a single shadow in glass slipper, and it is like a foiled opalescent white, which sounds really nice, and I think a lot of people would like to add something like that to their collection if you're more of the effortless makeup style, because it could be a really nice topper shadow to just bring your everyday look into something more festive. And then there is a Forget the Filler lipstick in shade Who's That Lady, Classic True Red, and is a Forget the Filler lip plumper, which I think is the cooling lip gloss that a lot of people are really loving from the brand, in a sheer diamond with pearl finish, which I think a lot of people would like as well if you really like this formula. So I always like to see brands come out with smaller, more curated collections. And I think from what I've seen from the brand, this kind of makes sense for the brand. And I'm intrigued to be trying out the things they sent to me, because maybe I'll love it. I wonder if one of those lip glosses is that lip gloss that everyone was talking about. Oh, Melt Cosmetics has come out with a brow collection as well. I really am hoping for the best for Melt, but I feel like it's been a while since Melt had a collection that made people go like, because Melt used to be that brand. They used to be the brand where people were like, oh my god, I can't wait to spend my money on that. And I feel like they have been a little bit more not like that lately. I will say I think the brow products look really nice, and I do think that because there is a brow ultra fine pen. It is a is that the one that has the brow pencil, brow gel? One of them is like a pen, and one of them is one of those with the where you like, it's like a marker where you draw on hairs, which is the kind of product that I use all the time. I don't know if this is, yeah, it makes it easy to create the most real looking hair-like strokes with the thinnest tip in universal brown. Okay, so it's only one color. I do think I'm going to be trying that one out, and I do think that it makes sense to have a universal brown in that one, because just creating extra brow hairs in a color, even if it is matching your brow or if it is darker or lighter, could still bring in a lot of dimension into your brows. It really makes them look more real if you are on the same journey as me, which is the build a brow journey. I have to build a brow to get this. So I am intrigued to try that one. I don't think I'll be trying the other brow pens, but I hope this works out for them, because I really want Melt to be a brand that people are super excited about again. Like I said in last week's episode, there's probably going to be a couple of shorter episodes of new makeup releases coming up in December, because usually this is the time where brands slow down a little bit and release a little less, and then they start picking it up again come Valentine's Day, where everybody is all of a sudden super into pinks and reds. But I wanted to talk about this because I feel a lot of people have been super intrigued by this brand, and I am not one of them, and I wanted to talk about the brand to see if I'm missing out. And this is from Flower Nose, and I think that this is a brand that a lot of people are getting into because of the formulas and because of the packagings. This packaging reminds me of a lot of things that I saw in makeup stores when I was in Japan. Really elaborated, almost like Polly Pocket, princess, like just very gem-like decorated makeup items, and I think that that is a style that a lot of people really like. And this is apparently really good quality as well, but they have a very muted colors or muted color stories, and they're coming out with some eyeshadow palettes, some blushes, lip creams, highlighter, contour, mascara, just so many different things, and it is just not an aesthetic that I go for, and they don't seem to have colors that I'm intrigued by. I can be into pastels and I can be into neutrals, but I still, for my taste and what I like in makeup, I still need to combine them with something that's either dark, so to get the drama, or something that's colorful like a pastel together with a colorful, or pastels together with a dramatic neutral, or just something to bring contrast and to bring drama, because that is what I like in makeup. And I understand that that is maybe not the norm, and maybe not even the norm for people who watch this, but I can't deny what I like. But I think this is a brand that a lot of people are very excited about, and apparently this is coming soon. I will try and see where you'll be able to shop this, and we can put it down below, but I think this is a brand that a lot of people are starting to get excited about, and I will say that so far I'm not one of them, but I also don't think that this is made for people with my makeup style, which is okay. Not everything is made for me, not everything is made for you. There's something for everyone. Let me know what you are the most excited about this week, or if you are saving your money. I am the most excited about that LH Cosmetics lipstick shade, because I love the formula and this new shade seems very much up my alley. I hope you're having an absolutely amazing day. Don't forget to check the description box for more info, and also don't forget to check the community tab for the info about the member exclusive things that are going on right now. And I will see you again, well, tomorrow for a new video. Bye!